I've been busy in the kitchen already. Kids have only just set off for school with Dad. And I've already got the tea made, which is unheard of for me. But we've got a full day of advent packing and other jobs, laundry and stuff. And then swimming lessons for Cosmo at 5:30, which I'll have to take him to because Johnny will be late at work again tonight. So I thought I'm going to make a soup which can sit there waiting for us. So this is lentil, bacon and tomato soup, and it's one of my favourites. You have to excuse the hob. I'll explain why that's dirty like that in a minute. I'm going to clean it when the soup's done. But this is a really simple soup to make, but it's really delicious. So it's got about 4 rashers of smoked bacon, back bacon. And it's got an onion chopped, a couple of carrots because they were only sort of medium sized. Then it's got I don't know how much. Let me look. 500 grams in there, so probably about 100 grams of red lentils. Then 2 tins of tomatoes, and then also 2 tomato tins worth of water. And I might need to add more because the lentils soak up a lot of the liquid. A vegetable stock cube, some pepper, no salt because of the bacon yet. I'll taste it when it's done. And then garlic granules, ground paprika and ground cumin. And cook this until the veggies and the lentils are all nice and tender. And then blitz it. And it's almost chewy because of the bacon in it. It gives it a chewy texture. It's gorgeous. And the cumin makes it just delicious. I'll try and remember to show it you later on when it's finished. And then the reason the cooker is a mess is because this is my pumpkin that I did yesterday from when we carved the pumpkins. And I made a puree of it and it was a little bit thin, a bit loose. So I popped it back in the pan and I've just been letting it reduce a little bit. It blipped everywhere on the hob, so I stopped doing that. I decided anyway, the flavour isn't good enough for a pumpkin pie or anything. It's not that strong. But what I will use it for is when I'm making a vegetable soup, I'll just sling one of these in. So I'm going to freeze these both. And I've got enough to make 2 soups. Answers on the postcard if you know what that's from. And now I'm going to wait for those to cool and pop them in the freezer. And then they'll be ready for any time this winter when I'm making a vegetable soup, and I can just get one out and sling it in. And that'll be tasty. It'll add something to it, but it wouldn't be strong enough for a pumpkin pie. This, on the other hand, is ideal for pumpkin pie. This is some butternut squash puree or brunusku from when I've been cooking and I've had some left over. And I just do the same thing. I steam it with a little bit, or boil it with a tiny little bit of water until it's soft, and then puree it. And pop them in the freezer. And then when I'm ready, I can use these for, thaw them out and use them for pumpkin pie, or I've got another recipe for pumpkin biscotti, which I usually make around Christmas time, which is gorgeous. So I'll probably be doing that at some point in Vlogmas. I've got several of these in the freezer just ready, and I think that's about 1 cup of pumpkin. I usually do it in cup measurements because a lot of the recipes that I use are from American books that work in cup measurements anyway. I've got an American pumpkin cookbook which I bought while we were on honeymoon. I tried to get it out to show you the other day and it's missing from my shelf, so I need to do a little bit of detective work to find out where that's gone. Anyway, get that back in the freezer before it starts thawing. I'm lying on a brand new mattress which has just been delivered. Oh, this is Cosmo's bed. It's so deep and comfy. We ordered a new mattress for him and a new mattress and bed frame for Ivy because hers was completely broken. we've waited since I ordered them in mid-August, maybe not even that late in August, and they've just been delivered today. I can't believe how long we've waited for them. But now this is here. It is so nice. If he doesn't sleep well tonight, I don't know what. Right, better stop lying on it and make it, hadn't I? Mind you, I might let it air for an hour or two because it's been in that plastic bag. Yes, I think I'll do that. Today is the big Advent packaging and getting out day. Well, they'll be posted tomorrow, hopefully. But I've got my remaining paper bags, which I'm very much hoping I've got enough of there. Otherwise, I'm in the stuck. I've sold more this time around, you see, than usual. So I need to count very carefully. And then here my stamp pad and stamps, and these came from a Not on the High Street shop, which I will try and remember to link. You have to buy the stamps and then the acrylic blocks separately to each other. So I'm going to get on and stamp my bags, and then while they're drying off, I will tie and individually label every mini skein. And today, whilst I'm doing that, I'm going to be, look, cute little bag that the stamps live in as well. I love that. I'm a very conflicted person, and that's what comes of making Advents all through the year. Because I'm sat here surrounded by lovely Halloween decorations. Look, there's some. There's another. And I'm listening to Diana Krall Christmas music. I resist most of the time because it will spoil it, but today I just really feel in the mood. If you've never heard of Diana Krall, she's a fantastic Canadian pianist and jazz singer. She's done a really ace Christmas album, which I really enjoy listening to. And I discovered her quite a few years ago through my sister Wendy, who does a lot of the music for the podcast. Because her and her husband are both jazz musicians. She's a jazz pianist and singer, and Pat, my brother-in-law, is a jazz guitarist and bassist. So I'll link Diana Krall below. In fact, I think I'll probably link to a video of one of her Christmas songs, because if you like Christmas music, it's something really nice to listen to as an alternative from all the sort of classic stuff. And then come Vlogmas, I'll probably link a few of my others, because I shouldn't be talking about Christmas music in Vlogtober, really. But here's an interesting fact for the day. Diana Krall is married to Elvis Costello. And I've just checked because I wanted to make sure that they were still married. And they are. They've been married since 2003. So there you go. There's your bit of trivia for the day. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know. I was thinking to myself earlier as I was busily wrapping things, and I suddenly remembered that I had another yarn which I would consider to be a Halloween yarn that I'd not even thought about doing this year, to completely slip from my mind. So you've seen this one already, but I thought I'd put my line up for next year's Halloween socks. So that's the Biff Sugar Yarns, Who You Gonna Call. And then there's this one, which I bought at Yarndale 2019, I'm sure it was Yarndale. And it's a die candy. And it's called Chupacabra. Yeah, Chupacabra. What's that from? Puss in Boots, I think. And Chupacabra is some kind of a nasty legendary monster, which I'd say is pretty Halloweeny. And look at those speckles. That's about as Halloweeny as it gets, isn't it? And I love that green. That's more ectoplasm right there. So I'm going to make those into a pair of Halloween socks next year, as well as these, hopefully. I mean, my plans could change, but that's what I'm thinking right now. And then I thought I'd show you this young lady. Stand up for a minute, Wendelin. Try and get her in shot properly. So this is Wendelin the Witch. and I made her quite a few years ago now. She is from a Jean Greenhair pattern, and I'm going to see if I can look the booklet out because I can't remember if the pattern's got a specific name. She's just knitted in DK bits and bobs. She's got ivy coloured hair. Well, she's got the colour of hair that Ivy had as a baby. And then I improvised a sparkly cauldron for her, which is stuffed with some black tissue paper, and the handle is made of a pipe cleaner. It's always falling off her arm. Once I get her hung up, I'm waiting for a little picture hook to be put, not a picture hook, a tack, little pin tack to be put in into the picture rail in the front room so that I can hang her up because she goes on my chimney breast. But I thought I'd show you her as my Halloween decoration of the day. And she's got a very sweet face. And then finally, seeing as I was in a Christmassy mood earlier, I thought I'd share this with you in case you fancied some, because Morrisons aren't always that great at keeping all of their lines in stock at the moment. I've had some times where I've not been able to get my favourite teas from there for quite a long time. So I thought I'll show you now. And if you fancy it, you can try it. It's the best range. And it says it's limited edition, but I always, I've seen to see it there throughout the year. So I'm not sure what that's about. And it's the Winter Spiced. And it's a fruity blend of apple, orange peel and rose hip with cinnamon, clove and caramel. And do you know what? I absolutely love this tea. It is so satisfying. I won't have any until after Halloween because it is just so Christmassy. It's almost like drinking a hot cup of mulled wine. It's so nice. And hibiscus, apple, cinnamon, rose hip, blackberry leaves, caramel pieces, glucose syrup, sugar, flavourings, orange peel and clove. As with everything, every type of tea really that I drink, I put half a teaspoon of honey in, especially with this because it's got hibiscus in and that makes tea very bitter, I think. But I absolutely love this tea. So if you like a nice fruit tea, I would highly recommend it. On that note, I've got to do some preparation for applying for Ivy's secondary school place because that needs to be done ASAP, and I'm going to go to bed early. I've just, my cup of gingerbread chai is brewing nicely at the moment, so I'm going to take that up. I'm going to knit a tiny little bit. I've barely touched my needles today. I've done a couple of rounds on the Hufflepuff scarf, and that's been it. So I'm going to knit I'm on the second heel of the Advent mini socks. So as soon as they're done, I'm just going to work on the scarf until it's time to go on holiday and I can cast my lovely holiday socks on. So on that babbling note, I'm going to say good night to you, and I'll see you on the morrow.